channel. If you're new to my channel, I'm just a girl who likes reading romance, fantasy romance, paranormal romance, any kind of genre of romance in general. And I also happen to have cerebral palsy, and it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe to my channel. I also hope watching my videos can make your day just a little bit brighter. Today's video will be my September end of the month wrap up. If you want to know what I read in the first half of September, I'll leave my mid-month wrap up down below in the description. The first 3 books I talked about a lot in my secret crush recommendation video. So if you want to know more on those books, I'll leave that video down in the description. Strikeout by Melanie Perez. I give this book 5 stars. In a Jam by Kate Canterbury, 4.5 stars. In a Rush by Kate Canterbury, 5 stars. The next 2 books I can't really talk about because I have an arc of them and they're not out yet. She Unravels by Victoria Loom. She's a therapist, like a therapist you talk to, and he's her billionaire patient, but his therapist is also his younger sister's best friend. 4.5 stars. Rotten by Bray Wiley. This is an dystopian dark romance. 4 stars. I read my most anticipated book of the year, Alchemized by Liezl. I have to thank my friend Monica for being my sounding board. If you guys don't know, Alchemized is manacled without the Harry Potter references. If you have read Manacled, you would know the beats in Alchemized, because like Manacled, Alchemized follows 3 parts of the book. The present chapters, then the next part of the book is the past chapters, and then we go back to the present timeline in the 3rd part of the book. Even though it was reminiscent of the themes in Manacled, the story held up on its own for me. In this world of Alchemized, there is a war going on between the alchemists and the necromancers. The alchemist has lost the war because the high necromancer has beaten them. Helena, who is captured, who was put in don't know what they call it, a chamber thing, and they discover who she is, and once they know who she is, they tell the High Necromancer, and the High Necromancer instructs that Helena be given to the High Reeve, and the High Reeve is Cain. She does not remember anything that happened, and she is the last person of Order of the Great Flame. So he instructs the High Reeve to regain her memories, because the High Necromancer believes she is the key to something. He goes through her memories And you can tell when the High Reef sees her, there is something going on that he's not saying. Helena, since she is an alchemist, she is also the healer of the Order of the Last Flames. I forgot what the name was called. And since she's the healer, she took an oath never to have children, because if you're a healer, you can't have children. But the crazy mean doctor, the necromancer side, reversed that fact, and now she is able to have children. And the high necromancer wants her to have a baby so there can be more alchemists in the world, because once they won the war, they killed off way too many alchemists, and the birth rates are declining. So they basically have a breeding program for these women who are basically the victims of the war. And Helena had the choice: be impregnated by the High Reeve or be given to someone else. And so Helena picks the lesser of two evils. We'll also see how Cain, the High Reeve, struggles with this, because we know that he knew Elena from the past. He also doesn't want to do this. And then that's the first part of the book. The next part of the book is the past chapters. Elena during the war and the past, and we learn that the High Reeve is basically a spy for the Order of Eternal Flame, and Helena is his connection. He helps her spy, and they start a slow burn romance, and they fall in love in the middle of this war. And the past chapters detail the war and what happens to the people involved, and how Helena got captured in the first place. In the third section, Helena has all her memories back, and she has to grapple with her past memories and what Cain has done to her when she had amnesia. I will say, in Manacled, I did not like Harry in Manacled, but in Alchemized, I really like Luke. In the story, Luke is like the Harry character, the prince, essentially, and I just really liked him. Alchemized story is essentially about a war, and how there are no victors in wars, nobody wins on any side, and the unsung heroes of the war, and how you may think the one side has worse beliefs than you, but you're really on the same moral ground, and it doesn't matter, because the ultimate outcome of war equals a lot of people dying. The thing that got me in this book that I cried a river over The same way I cried on Manacles was at the end, where Helena's daughter went to school. The picture of Helena and Luke, the Ron character, and they named her mother as how she was a non-fighter. And that got me so angry, and tears started falling from my eyes because Helena was the whole reason the war was over. Her and Cain. But they're never gonna accept Cain as helper of the war because he was from the dark side. This book 5 stars, infinity stars, Rising Rain. It is the third book and the conclusion to Tessa Hale's Wolves of Crescent Creek series, or Alpha Werewolves. And I can't really say anything much about this because it follows the events of book 2, 5 stars, and was a great conclusion to this series. Steal My Heart by Laura Pavlov, and this is the start of the Rosewood Hill series, and this is about a lawyer and his trainee. He has to train his boss's daughter, and he doesn't like her at first, but since they spend time together with these cases, they grow closer. 4 stars. My Silver Lining, and this is a fake dating romance with the brother of the hero from book 1 and the best friend of the heroine from book 1, and they fake date because he needs a date for his boss's wedding, and she needs a date to escape a very annoying ex-boyfriend who is like a famous singer. 4.5 stars. Over the Moon, and this is a hockey player and his physical therapist romance, but the physical therapist is also the coach's daughter, so they keep their relationship a secret. 5 stars. When We Bloom by Kristen Proby. Billy and Connor. Billy and Connor had a relationship in secret because they had met each other during a one-night stand, but then they realized her brother and his sister are dating each other, so they kept the relationship a secret, and they both want more from each other, but they miscommunicate with each other, so there's a little bit of miscommunication. But when Billy is in danger, Connor saves her from almost getting in a bad situation. After Connor helps her, they get into a relationship more than just physical, and it was just really sweet. I really liked it. It was a billionaire romance. I loved the time when Connor flexed his money in order to provide for Billy. But there was just a little too much spicy scenes for me. Last book I read is Crazy in Love, the current book in the Rosewood River series. We're following Amelia and Bridger. And I've been waiting for this book because Bridger, there's a gossip column in town of Rosewood Hill, and the gossip column is called The Tailored Tea. And then, since her last name is Amelia Taylor, Bridger thinks that Amelia is the person who's always dragging his family into this gossip column. And even though she tells him multiple times that it's not her, even though his family members tell her it's not her, he doesn't believe them. Apology from Bridger. And it's their romance. This was my favorite book in the Rosewood Hill series. I just loved Amelia and Bridger's relationship. Bridger has really bad trauma about what happened to his biological mother, who is was his mother's sister. And Amelia has some family drama of her own. Oh, and all the books in the Rosewood River series, all the audiobooks are in duet narration style. Those are all the books that I read in the second half of September. Please let me know if you have read any of these books. I would love to know. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Liking this video would help me out a lot. Bye!